Well, hello friends. Welcome back to browser hacking. We used to have a program in Serenity called Chan Viewer, which was a 4chan thread viewer, but it never really got finished. And then before I could actually finish it, they went and got rid of the API that I was using for it. So I've since removed the app, but I figured now that the browser is becoming more and more mature, why don't we make it load 4chan? So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to load it up and then figure out what needs to be fixed, because there's always something. So we'll load the Gboard, and that's the technology board for those of you who don't frequent 4chan. And I used to visit there a lot in the past. Especially when I was starting out working on Serenity, because then I had nobody to talk to about it, and it's pretty nice sometimes in this anonymous environment that you can just talk about anything. So I would go there and post about development, and it looks like that's all we get. So I'm expecting a little bit more than that. So let's go check that out. What it should look like. Okay, so we should get something more like this. So what's going wrong here? Seems like we're only getting the top navigation stuff. But the whole website is just the two navs, like desktop nav and mobile nav. It says desktop, mobile, but then there's all this other stuff. So where did that go? I bet you that we have some kind of parser bug, maybe. Maybe it's like hiding in here somewhere. No, that looks pretty. Looks fine. Well, that part looks a little suspicious. So here's a select element with some weird looking text inside of it. I don't think that belongs in that select. So maybe the select element is swallowing too much markup. Let's see what it looks like here. So here's that select, and here it has a whole bunch of options inside of it. So something has gone really goofed here. Because yeah, we got strong with board in it, strong with board in it, and then the select with some nonsense in it. Okay, so I bet you we are messing up in the document parser. What's it called? Handle in select. That's the one. Okay, so let's see what the markup looks like, because oh, that's annoying. Can we get some sort of pretty printed variant here? Or what am I even looking for? I want to see this thing, and I don't know how to use the Firefox developer tools. Maybe I should learn how these work. So what I want to do is I want to see the markup, but I want it pretty printed. But anyway, I know how to get that in Chrome, so I'm just going to use Chrome for this. Just come over here, dude. Okay, so let's see. So this is that, and then here are the sources, and pretty print that shit. Okay, so where is that select element? Board select mobile. it's a completely empty select element in the markup. So I would say we're just messing up the parsing a select and tag in select probably. Let's go and look at the parsing spec. I'm sure I made some mistakes in the parsing, so it's not like super surprising. So an end tag whose name is select. That would be here. A token is end tag and tag name is select. If stack of open elements has in select scope, then if we have select in select scope, then it's a parse error. If stack of open elements does not have a select in select scope, all right, so that's pretty obvious what the problem is. So it's just, it says does not. So this should be like, oops, like that. And we just flip the condition upside down. And let's try again. If this is if this is the only problem with the site, that's going to be a very short video. But we'll see. Da, da, da. We're loading something. Oh, come on. It basically loads now. Of course, it has layout issues, but it's still cool though that we could just load it. Maybe we can. Let's see. Why was it so slow to load? I feel like this is not a lot of stuff. Some GIFs. Yeah, just whining about font weight and stuff. But oh wow, it's really quite noisy. And we can't see images. I'm gonna guess because they're probably JPEGs. There's a pull request about JPEG support, but I think it's not quite finished yet. It's something that Devashish is working on. It's looking pretty good, but there's some issues with it. But maybe we can like temporarily merge his JPEG decoder locally just to see what it would be like, even though it's not quite finished. That would be interesting. So let's see. Let's merge this. So I mean, first we should actually commit this change, this gigantic fix for the select element parsing. Fix broken parsing of select during in select insertion mode, or insertion. Okay. And why don't we just push that right away? Boom. And then we can add a remote and just fetch that. And then how is it that you merge? Git merge, fast forward, or no, just git merge, I guess. Base, merge and master. Okay. It would be interesting if it just works out of the box. See, I haven't tested the JPEG stuff yet, so this will be interesting to see how it works. But it is very awesome that that he picked it up and started working on it. because JPEG is obviously like ubiquitous on the web, so it's a crucial format to support. Ooh, we got ourselves a crash. Oh, a TLS crash. Wow, I haven't seen one of those in a while. So we're doing a malloc says that presumably an mmap failed. That's not very good. But I bet you that we can just try again. I'm firing so many requests. Oh, look at that. We have encoded data for all of these things. How is this going to look? Oh, shit. Look at that. We got images. Wow, this JPEG decoder seems to be working real fine. Good work, dude. That's awesome. Man. This really takes me back to when I used to post about development on 4chan sometimes. Let's go in one of the threads, see what they're talking about. Something important, probably. And the thread about GeForce RTX. Yep. I'm totally not interested in that, but let's go there anyway, just to test out the browser. So what problems do we have here? Like the, I guess this is supposed to be a checkbox, but we don't support input type checkbox, so we just turn it into a text box instead. The GIF here kind of stutters quite badly if I move around. I think when I'm moving around, it's hit testing to figure out what I'm hovering, so that'll mess up the GIF playback if it takes too long. Clearly, the hit testing is way too slow, and not just the hit testing, but probably also like recomputing style to apply hover effects and stuff. That's something that needs a lot of optimization, because like you don't want animations to stutter just because you're hovering different things on the page. But that's obviously, you can see that's something that's happening right now because the code that runs in response to hover, the hovered element changing is not optimized at all. And were those the only images here? Okay, I guess I thought we would go into a thread with a few more images. I guess we can just pick one. Welcome to this video. Today we are browsing 4chan, apparently. Ooh, it's a daily programming thread. Okay, so this is where I used to post. And it's like this ongoing thread where they just post about their programming projects every day. And it's pretty nice little environment, although people can get a little bit edgy sometimes. But, I mean, what do you expect, really, on this website? So, okay, so now we got some more images. And here we can see like a block of code that somebody has pasted, and we can see that we have a layout problem here that we don't take overflow into account. I think this is really supposed to generate like a scroll bar, but we don't have any support for that, so it just kind of shoots over the edge of the box instead. That's kind of funny. And I wonder if we can click this to get to the image. That would be cool. It opens in a new tab, and look at that. That's awesome. Dude, I can't believe how well this is working. I mean, it's a bit sluggish, but it's working really well for like for how little effort I put into compatibility work on this website so far. So there's this anonymous here, I feel like that's like, it's supposed to be on the same vertical line as the rest of the text. I don't know why it's offset vertically so much. Let's go and go here. Also, why is the color theme so different? I mean, I like this color theme here, but I feel like it must be a bug that it's so different. Because I think the site has like a bunch of different themes, and you can select which one you like, but if we don't select the theme, we should get the default theme, which is this one. So that's probably a bug, and maybe that's something we can fix. So let's see how that works. Can we? Oh yeah, the markup looks like that. Let's go look at the prettified markup again. So the style sheet. Oh. Okay, so they're loading. This is the style sheet, and then I have all these alternate style sheets. But I guess we just load all of these style sheets probably. And then whichever one is last, that's the one we end up using. So probably, yeah, that's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna load this style sheet, but then we'll also load all the alternates. So that's probably making style resolution significantly slower. Like maybe if we just teach our browser not to load alternate style sheets, then we'll probably that will help that GIF animation scenario already, because right now we're mashing together all of these style sheets and running all of them even though we're not supposed to. So I guess this would be in the link element. So a link element should really know if it's like, let's look this up. Because I only learned like just the other day that the rel attribute on link is actually a split string with many tokens. So here's rel. It's a space separated list of link types indicating the relationship between the resource and the current document. So I'm guessing that that this is like a bit mask of sorts. So I guess one thing we could do is we could like define some kind of a mask for this and then parse that out. So or really, since they are flags, we could even do like, what was this called? Relationship. Okay, so the ones we have are alternate, style sheet, author. I don't know what that is. So I don't know what that one is. So let's just add these ones because we know that they exist, and we can probably skip over the other ones for now. And then if we encounter them, then we can deal with them then, because it's quite a few. So these two, let's add those. Relationships. Yeah, or maybe relationship. Okay. And if you hear a weird noise in the background, that is my cat. She's a little bit upset because she's not allowed to go outside today. On account of her period. So let's see. parse attribute. So we're going to want to parse the incoming attributes and react to it at that point. So that'll be those are the attributes coming in. Okay, and then in link element, what we'll do is name and value. Okay, so if name is HTML attribute names rel, then. So currently what we do is we just do this hack here where we load the style sheet if we find the string style sheet in a split of the rel attributes. So we can do sort of the same thing here, but we'll just say parts is split view value.split view. Okay, and then we'll iterate the parts and say if part is style sheet relationship style sheet, something like that. Else if alternate. Okay, and then we'll clear this out when we start. And there we go. And then when we get the inserted into, we don't have to look at the attribute. We can instead just check our relationship mask and check if it's a style relationship style sheet and not relationship alternate. So that's pretty cool. And then that means that we won't load alternate style sheets. So let's try it. Let's see how that goes. Boards, full channel. So I'm thinking we would probably load a little bit faster, I would think, but who knows? I don't know. I wonder what all the load time is spent anyway. Okay, so now we have same theme as we get here. That's good development. And well, the colors are a little bit off. I wonder what's up with that. I feel like fuck that picture. So I feel like the color is not right, the background color of this guy right here. So what's up with that? Your background is D6DAF0, and you, do you have an id? Yes, you do. Okay, so we can probably find you. Wait, where's all the content? Like, I guess I don't know how the page is laid out. So what was this thing even? Also, I'm mixing up different dev tools here. So we're in a form. All right, so we're in this form. Everything is embedded in this form. Form div class board. Where is that? Oh, here. Wait, so that's a form within a form? Here's a form, and then there's a form inside of it. I don't see the outer form here. I wonder, oh, wait. Oh, I think we're messing up the parsing again somehow here. Because you can see here, this form here is a child of body, and that's correct, but it doesn't have that much stuff inside of it. Post password, toggle post form link, post form, blotter. But then this HR here is inside of this form here, and here it's outside. So maybe the thing is that HR element is supposed to implicitly close form or something like that, and we don't do it. So let's look at that quickly. So HR class, what was it called? Above mid add. Oh, is that, wait, do we have many of those? I think it's this one right here. But the form is closed. So that's weird. So HTML document parser, form. So we're definitely opening a form tag somewhere. Presumably we're in body, handle in body, we open a form. And then maybe we should just, we can just cross-check with the spec to see that we're doing this correctly for embody. Form, start tag whose name is form. If the form element pointer is not null, and there is no template element on the stack of open elements, then this is a parse error. Okay, so a form element is non-null and there's no template element. That's this check right here. That looks good. And then, otherwise, if the stack of open elements has a p element in button scope, then close the p element. That's exactly what it says here. Then insert an HTML element for the token, and if there is no template element on the stack of open elements, set the form element pointer to point to the element created. So we don't have a template element on the stack, so we point mForm element to the element we just created. That's fine. And then how did so here, we presumably we go into a table apparently, and then we come out of the table and then we want to close the form. So we're in the form here, we do a little bit of markup, and then we find a table. So I know that entering into a table situation does some stuff. Insertion mode becomes in table. But how do we get back after that? How do we get back to in body? Because I feel like maybe we're closing the form and we think that we're still in table. So start tag whose name is table, blah, 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 blah. Switch the insertion mode to in table. All right. But then when we get an end tag for table, how do we get out? End tag whose name is table. If the stack of open elements does not have a table element in table scope, then this is a parse error. Ignore the token. Otherwise, pop elements from the stack until a table element has been popped from the stack. And then reset the insertion mode appropriately. Let's go and see if we do that correctly. So here is in table, and here's an end tag for table. Okay, so if we don't have a table in table scope, then that's a parse error and we ignore, that's fine. And then we pop until we've popped something with tag name table. Yes, and then reset the insertion mode appropriately. Okay, so I wonder if this is what we're screwing up. So this iterates the stack of open elements backwards. And we should find a table element. Or wait, no. Whatever came before that. So what's the parent of the table? I guess that's what we want to know. So this form has a oh, the parent is the form, obviously. So wait, what happens then? Because then it's none of these things. So the fallback is to go back to in-body. If we iterate all the way. Which I guess is fine because forms don't have a special insertion mode. Okay, so basically you're just walking the open element stack backwards and figuring out like what's the innermost special case tag that I have open currently that I need to go back to inserting into. So actually we're not going to get to the end of the loop, we're going to hit the body here. Did we handle that in here somewhere? Yeah, here. So this form will hit this guy right here and then we'll switch to in-body. I think this is probably correct, but that's really weird. Maybe we can make like a little micro test for this. So what would that look like? Form, table, form, HR, something like that. And we'll see how it becomes if we load it. Okay, so what do we get? The HR is inside of the form. Well, that's not correct. So we have a problem here somewhere, but at least this narrows it down like quite significantly, right? Because this is a very small test case. So it's probably even at the point where we could just turn on parser debug and maybe it will tell us what's going wrong. Okay, so let's see. Start tag table, end tag table, and then after the table we're back in in-body. Then we get a new line and we get an end tag for form, but that's a parse error according to us. But why? Handle in-body. Why do we think the end tag for form is a parse error? Well, we consider the start tag for form a parse error as well. Although that seems fine because it's during the initial mode. You know, maybe in this case, it's actually, like when you're debugging stuff like this, it might be easier to write correct HTML, just so that we can get like fewer parse errors, basically, because I don't want to hear about my goofy markup right now. I just want to see what actually goes wrong. All right, so start tag form. So start tag form is no longer a parse error. That's good. But end tag for form is a parse error, so that's suspicious. So we're an in-body end tag form, and something goes wrong there. So let's go and match this up with the code. End tag whose tag name is form. Okay, so if there's no template element on the stack of open elements, then run these substeps. It's this stuff right here. So let node be the element that the form element pointer is set to, or null if it's not set to an element. Very verbose. Set the form element pointer to null. Sure, you can see us doing that here. If node is null, or if the stack of open elements does not have node in scope, then this is a parse error. So that's the one that we're hitting. So either node is null, or it has it in scope. And see, that's the same problem again. It says it does not, and we're doing it backwards. So, boom, and I think we just fixed it. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually going to fix anything about the 4chan page, but at least this should give us the correct DOM tree for form elements. Oops. And look at that, the HR is now a sibling of the form, which is correct. So, no, let's not go to B. Let's go to G and check one last time. But I feel like we got some nice changes here, so I'm just gonna turn this into commit, git commit, libweb. Don't load style sheets with rel alternate. We're not supposed to load everything with rel style sheet, or well, we're not supposed to load these by default. Alternate style sheets can be offered in a menu or something if the user is interested. But I don't think we should offer that right now anyway. So we still have the wrong color, which is what I started looking at, but let's see if the DOM is right. Okay, we got an HR right here. See, it's a sibling of the form. Much better. And the DOM sort of looks like itself, like the DOM that you can see over here. So now we know that we go in this form here, we find div class board, and that's where all the content is. And then maybe we can, oh, this is that post right here. So maybe this is why we can see the background color right here. So okay, go away, and you don't have to go away. We're just going to inspect this guy right here. D6DAF0, D6BA D0. So it has some other color for some reason. I don't know why that is. Where is that color even coming from? This is fancy selector right here. But I think we should maybe support that. I don't know if we support this nth of type function. I don't remember. Do we support that? Nth of type? No. Okay. I thought we did, but okay, never mind. But then I don't know where that color is coming from, and I think we're not going to debug that right now. I'm pretty happy with the stuff that we got, and it's awesome to be able to browse the site somewhat. So definitely did not think back when I was posting like screenshots of look, the system now has a menu. I didn't think I would be back here a year later browsing the site from inside Serenity, so that's quite fun. So libweb fix broken parsing of form during in-body insertion. Yes, so some nice little changes, and I think that'll be it for today's video. I just wanted to do a little bit of site compatibility work for fun. This type of work is just so much fun. Just you know, going to some website and then just hammering on it until you can make something work. So we'll definitely do more of this type of things in the future, just because it's interesting and it's so satisfying to make something like incrementally better. But yes, this is the end of today's video. So if you made it this far, then I thank you for watching and for hanging out. And I hope that you saw something interesting here today. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.